Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
New on Curiosity Stream. With superior armies comes superior weapons. How has innovation mechanized the battlefield? From bullets to battleships and everything in between. It's machinery of warfare. Plus, from the gross to the gourmet. See how that in-flight meal lands on your tray table. On secrets of your airline food. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. And yeah, we're celebrating the big 50th, and we've got anniversary gear that you can buy right now in the Rock Shop. What do you need? We got it, man. You want a beanie for your head?
Yes.
We got it. All right, Steve, you want a trucker cap?
Yes.
All right, how about some short sleeve tees?
Yes.
Oh, really?
All the
well,
shirts.
The next thing I don't think you want, because it was going to be a beating. Okay, well, we got beatings too if you want those, but I think you probably want the gear better, man. There's a lot of cool stuff with that 50th anniversary golden blazed Rock logo on there, and they look sweet, man. It's really good stuff, and you can check it out now in the Rock Shop, KISW.com.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B-Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, B-Migs, you're a loser.
It is time to be Migs, and it's Thursday, so let's get cracking.
My box.
Oh, release the Kraken. There we go. Release that Kraken out of the box.
Out of my box, please.
That's a great line. My box. All right.
Oh, dear. Let's get to our contestant today. We got Jason in Arlington. Jason, are you there?
I'm here. Thanks for having me, guys. First-time player, long-time listener.
Nice.
Oh, very cool, Jason. Welcome, buddy.
Well, good luck, sir. And Steve, get out of here. Fine. For those playing at home, Jason will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Jason, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Ready to go.
If you give something up for Lent, how many days are you going without?
12.
No.
7.
No.
8.
No. Beginning with W. What is the real first name of Axl Rose?
Pass.
Wild Turkey is what kind of alcohol?
Whiskey.
Yes. Finish the title of the Maroon 5 song, Moves Like Whom?
Moons like what?
Moves Like Whom?
Moves like Jagger.
Yes.
Nice.
What insurance company has the slogan, You're in Good Hands?
Allstate.
Yes. Angora, Alpine, and Fainting are all breeds of what animal?
Say again.
Angora, Alpine, and Fainting are all breeds of what animal?
Pass.
What French word describes the person working at the front desk of a hotel?
Concierge.
Yeah.
William Bruce.
No. Yes, actually, you know what? I'll give you that one.
you got
1,
that.
2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5 correct.
Got it as the music was ending. I love that.
Yep. I will accept that answer. Good job, Jason.
Jason at the last minute saying, okay, here's a couple right here, buddy, at the last minute.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit closer, and Steve now has to fight a little bit harder to make it happen.
Fight.
Yeah, fight like a kraken with all of your tentacles. Thank you. I mean,
2 of them.
yeah. Are you ready?
Release the Kraken.
If you give up something for Lent, sploosh. How many days are you
40.
going without? Yes. Beginning with W, what is the real first name of Axl Rose?
Wilbur.
No.
William.
Yes. Wild turkey is what kind of alcohol?
Oh, man. Bad news. Whiskey.
Yes. Finish the title of the Maroon 5 song, Moves Like Whom?
Jagger.
Yes. What insurance company has the slogan, You're in Good Hands?
Nationwide, you're in good hands.
No.
I don't know. Allstate.
Yes.
Yes.
Damn. Angora, Alpine, and Fainting are all breeds of what animal?
Oh, wait. Goat.
Yes. What French word describes the person working at the front desk of a hotel?
Concierge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actress Lily Collins is the daughter of which famous musician?
Phil.
Yes.
Phil Collins.
Yes. Which comedian starred in Good Luck Chuck?
Oh, Adam Sandler.
No.
Kevin James.
No.
No.
Dane Cook.
Yes.
Good job.
Wow. And Steve, you win the good old Dolly Parton 9 to 5. Sorry,
nice,
Jason.
Nice first effort, though, buddy.
All right. Good game, Migs.
Thank you, my friend. Have a great day.
Good
All right,
sport.
take it easy, Jason. There you go.
You're simply the best.
Almost got there with the perfect 10.
Almost.
But you didn't get to the last question.
Oh, okay. I was like, did I get one wrong?
No, you did not.
Oh,
But
crap.
you missed one. Now, what is the last name of the main family in the series Family Guy?
Wow.
Okay,
I'm glad that I
Think of
didn't get
Stewie.
that.
Think of, can you? it's
Griffin.
Just,
There
we
you
go.
go.
That's all you got to
Damn
do.
it.
Just think of Stewie.
You might have gotten a perfect 10 there.
Oh.
Yeah, I would have been up against the clock. I would have brain farted. I don't feel so bad. No regrets.
But no regrets. You would have Wendy Williams did there. Well, congrats on your win.
Yeah, good job. So you Wendy Williams it. Oh, she say no regrets? Because all I know her is for farting and burping.
I think I just kind of farted. I think that was the
Oh,
brain
did
farted.
you really?
I brain farted.
Oh,
so.
brain farted. Now I gotcha. There we go. I am not following along today. I think I'm brain farting. I'm missing all of the relates. Okay, there we go. Wendy. Gosh, that burp is still like the impressive part to me because that is just like that. I would have expected that to be a much more beefy individual.
I like it. It's good and it's subtle and it's sweet.
Oh, the burp?
Yes.
Yeah, very subtle, very sweet. So I did not realize this number was this high. Apparently, 38% of people say they have actually decided not to buy a house because of a superstition. I mean, unless you told me somebody was murdered in the house, I think I'm going to dig the house. I mean, either I dig it or don't, but the only way I'd be off a house I was digging would be that.
You know, honestly, I mean, with my wife as part of the house buying decision, obviously my choices would change because she's a little bit more picky than me. But if someone said, "Oh, there was a murder in his house," I'd be like, "Well, what kind of discount can I get?" Personally,
Yeah,
But my wife would be like, "No, there's not." Also, she was just like, she wouldn't want to even take that chance.
See, that would be a selling point for me.
Right. Oh, really?
I want to go check out the ghosts and make friends with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love haunted houses.
See, I'm fine with
Okay.
anything so long as I get a good deal.
Yeah.
Didn't you watch that documentary, The Shining? The ghosts are not friendly people, Danny.
Hey, that was just an off.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
There was a lot of off ghosts in that house. Are you kidding me? There were a lot of off ghosts in that friggin' place.
Well, it's more that guy's fault than the house's fault or the hotel.
Oh yeah? Okay, fair enough. Turns out though, I guess it's a superstition, but it is the number one thing. Something bad happened inside the house and a murder is bad. So people are calling that a superstitious reason.
Oh, murders are bad, huh?
I guess murders are bad. So
Would you guys be more okay if somebody like died peacefully in their sleep in a room, or would that still be kind of?
isn't that what usually happens when houses go up? I mean, I imagine at some point you buy a house that was old people were living in it. You probably figured somebody passed away.
Yeah, but I mean, if they said that, yeah, the last person, died in their sleep in this particular room, would you still consider it? I mean, it's not like
Depends
a
on
murder.
the room.
Yeah.
If if it's on the crapper, I'm like, is it the guest bathroom or is it the master bathroom?
Right.
I would say then you would definitely more have a haunting at that point because the old person doesn't want to leave his house and he was peaceful there. Whereas if you get murdered there, you just want to leave. You want to get out of that house.
Okay, I'm glad Danny, he's the ghost whisperer over here. He knows what's up. I feel like somebody passing away of old age is, or of a medical condition is normal, but somehow that doesn't bother me as much as somebody being murdered, even though you're right, Vicky, they're both deaths that happen in the house.
What if it was like a crazy shootout with them and like a SWAT team?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
I mean, doesn't really.
Well, then what's the neighborhood like? Is this the only house that's had a crazy shootout with a SWAT team?
Right?
Or are they going to be happy to see me?
It was 10 years ago. Times have changed. The neighborhood changed. Everything's better now.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, not so many shootouts with the SWAT teams.
I mean, I've had that happen in neighborhoods I've been in where lovely families have moved into a house that was just a beating of a place where the police were there all the time. And I wondered if there was drugs being sold or made or whatever. And then, new people move in with a wonderful, nice family that aren't breaking any laws. And I don't know if they know what's going on, but I'm sure happy they're there.
What if it was a crack house, but it's like a really nice crack house? Like they gutted it out, refurbished everything.
It's
everything
a crack house. It's a really, really nice crack house. Well, yeah, I feel like that's exactly what they did to one of these houses I live next to. I'm telling you, Steve, it was like that. Now, would I buy it or would I encourage someone to buy it? See, if you're the neighbor, you're encouraging anybody. You look like good people. Please buy this house.
One person said, my girl and I were in the process of buying a house right now, and she can't get over how some of them smell. She's willing to walk away over it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. See, dude, that's what my wife, I mean, it's new or nothing. Like it had to be like completely stripped down and just everything was brand new put in there for her to consider it because of that reason. Like she's very smell sensitive and just vibes as well, but like she would just rather go into a brand new home. Whereas I'm like, whatever's cheaper.
Yeah, you're spoiled these days because, I mean, obviously there's a lot more newer homes out there, than I remember back when I first started buying houses when I was a young person. And, you just couldn't get into a new home. It was impossible to even think of that. But yeah, you got to have cookies. I mean, that's the real estate's trick is you always have the cookie smell in the house.
Yep. I tried doing that in my old house, the Linwood house, because I was like not having any luck finding anyone to sell it. And someone's like, you should have cookie smell. So I baked some cookies, but then I ate a bunch of them. So it's like a sad tray of cookies.
Yeah. Then you got the smell of somebody going off their diet.
Right. Wow, this place smells like cookies and farts.
Yeah. And despair.
And desperation.
Cookies and farts.
Cookies and farts. I'll buy a house that smells like that because it smells like my house.
You could probably get a candle with that scent. Do they have those at the Yankee Candle Company?
Yeah, the Yankee has to have that, don't they? I mean, or is that just their specialty line?
They were discontinued.
Oh,
yeah, sadly, they did not sell as well as they thought.
Well, here's a quick question for you. Why would a company pay their employee with 500 pounds in pennies and then tell them to, quote, F off? Well, I'll tell you why. At 7:18 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
New on Curiosity Stream. Deformed trees, mutated wildlife, and no humans for miles. 10 years after the disaster at Fukushima, see what this irradiated ecosystem can teach us about nuclear fallout on Radioactive Forest. Plus, looking for the most diverse marine life on the planet? Dive into the Coral Triangle and experience a frenzy of wildlife you've got to see to believe on nature's greatest secret. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, we may have company of the year right here. Here's a guy, his name is Andreas. He gave his 2 weeks notice back in November at a place called Walker Luxury Auto Works in Georgia, a place that I don't think I'll be going to at all. He says the owner was so upset that Andreas gave his 2 week notice that he put his hands on his head, walked out, and disappeared for an hour. But the company still owed Andreas about $915, and they never sent it to him. So we had to call the Georgia Department of Labor and said, hey, man, they owe me this cash. They haven't sent it to me. And the company was like, oh, yeah, all right, fine. So they delivered his final paycheck on Friday by dumping 500 pounds of pennies covered in oil on his driveway.
Dude, I'm looking at this. It's not like they just put it like in a bucket and put it in front of there. I mean, it's just a giant mound of pennies.
Dude, that's just insane. I mean, that is just insane.
Yeah, dude, this is nuts.
I don't understand why anybody in their right mind. Wow, that is, yeah, and I'm seeing the images now. It is, oh my God, dude, all over his driveway. It's like all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh.
With a nice note on the top of the mountain.
Yeah, and the top of the mountain that says, and the note was pretty clear. It said, F you. Wow. So you give your 2 weeks notice, which is what you're supposed to do, which you can do in life. And this is how you get treated.
Well, it's a friendly F you. It has an exclamation point and a little squiggly line under it for emphasis.
Oh, yeah. No smiley face, though?
No smiley face. No.
So they were like, all right, Andreas, why did you leave the job? And Andreas was like, I quit the job because it was a toxic work environment. And yeah, I would say so.
I don't see how he came to that conclusion based on how they handled this.
Right.
Wow, dude. I don't know how that's even... There's got to be something. I mean, he says he's just going to basically he shoveled the pennies into his garage. He's working on cleaning the oil off them so he can cash them in. I don't understand how this is not considered a horrible thing and like something couldn't happen to this company.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Maybe he's just like, I'm going to cut my losses. I'm going to get my money. This is a pain in my ass, but I'm just done. You know what I mean? Like a company that's willing to do all this, he probably just wants to be done with them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Steve. That's a really, really good point.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
Wow, this, again, I would love to give them a lot of, I'm going to give them a lot of plugs. If you're in Georgia, Walker Luxury Auto Works apparently treats their employees very, very well, which is why I'm never going to do business if I ever even know anybody near that joint.
They had to go to a bank to get all these pennies. I can't imagine they have just like 500 pounds of pennies just waiting around to pay people with.
Yeah, that's that. If you're the bank, you're like, what are you doing with all the? Okay, well, listen, well, here you go. Wow. Yeah, that's just a beating. Having a $915, 500 pounds of penny, and 5,000 pounds of penny dumped on your driveway, covered in oil. Yeah, this is because they were mad that he quit. So we're wondering, okay, without naming names, we want to know this. Finish this sentence. My company sucked because they did blank. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Without naming names, we want you to finish this sentence. My company sucked because they did blank. We got your calls. We got your texts. After System of a Down on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. So a company is so mad at a guy for quitting that his last paycheck was 500 pounds of pennies covered in oil, and they dumped them on his driveway with a lovely sign that said F you on top of it. Based on this, without naming names, we want you to finish this sentence. My company sucked because they did blank. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
First text we got coming in says, my company sucked because they made me go back to work after only 4 days after finding out my roommate tested positive for COVID. After no 2-week quarantine, I guess they didn't care about employees' health or safety.
Wow.
I wish I could say that this is the only time I've heard this story. It is fascinating how many friends of mine I've known that have had similar situations and their company doesn't honor what like the guidelines say. It's just like, hey man, this is how long you should really make sure you're cool. And if it's like, and they're like, nope, get back to work. And you're like, okay. It's really and it's nuts. It's like and everybody's got their own situation too. So this I think a lot of people are going through that.
How about this one? My company sucked because once for a Christmas bonus they gave us all brooms. We don't work in the cleaning industry. We work in the computer industry. They just thought it would be wacky and funny. I wanted to shove that broom up my boss's you-know-where, sideways. LOL. I still have the broom, though.
Wacky and funny for a Christmas bonus? What?
Must have been a good broom, though.
Maybe they were sweeping the competition or something. I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
No, it's probably something that bad.
There had to be, he said wacky and funny.
It's not even a Swiffer.
Right? Who has brooms?
I mean, what the hell,
We're a
man?
Swiffer society now.
Exactly. You got that pet hair. Swiffer makes it happen, man. Come on.
I love that he still has the broom. I think I would have just I would have left the broom there. Wherever the party was or wherever it was, I would have just been like, yeah, I'm not bringing this home. This is stupid.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel good about the place you work with, especially if you thought you were going to get something cool. I don't know if there's a history of Christmas bonuses, or even if they even said to you, hey, we got a Christmas bonus for you guys. Normally you think it's going to be something cool because it's Christmas. You know, I mean, it's not Scrooge time.
Right.
Scrooge time.
It's broom time.
206-421-ROCK, text us at 77999. So how about you, Vicky?
Funny enough, mine had to do with the Christmas bonus, too.
Oh, I love it.
It's the Clark Griswold thing,
Right?
man. Christmas vacation. You don't want to F with people's bonuses.
You really don't.
Well, it was a small company, and we'd never gotten Christmas bonuses before. We weren't expecting them, and we had asked the boss, like, hey, we would like to do some sort of potluck. Can we use the space here? Is it okay instead of renting out, a restaurant or anything? He's like, no. I'll provide everything. He brought us food and everything, even though we said we would bring food. And he just wanted to look like a big shot. He's like, hey, I got you guys little bonuses. And, it's a small company. That was very nice of him. Until next pay period, one of the girls noticed that our paycheck seemed a little less. He apparently gave us these little debit gift cards, and he took the money out of a future paycheck to give us.
I love you took the money out of your own paycheck to give you your Christmas bonus.
Right. But he was acting like, oh, hey, look what I got you. It's like, we've never gotten these before. We weren't expecting these. You didn't have to do this. And yeah, it was just, it just felt so shady.
Wow. That happens. That happened to me when my first time taking a job outside of my home state. And I went from Massachusetts to New York, and it was so exciting. And they said, yeah, we'll cover your moving costs for you. And, then I realized, wow, this check is a lot less. I did the math. I go, this isn't what it adds up to, what they said they were going to pay me. And I go into the guy's office. I'm like, hey, what's this about? He goes, oh, yeah, no, add it up with your moving costs. It all works out. I go, wait, you said you were paying for my moving and you were going to pay me this for a salary. And he looked at me, and he had a cigar. I mean, it was like so stereotypical. He's got the cigar, and he goes, yeah, what are you going to do? You're here now. And I was just like, wow. And
a texter just had a similar story happen to him or her. One of the companies I worked for, they moved me from California to Washington with the promise of higher pay. When I got to Washington, they told me my pay would be lower, and I worked for that place for 3 years without a raise.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is why I'm, Larry litigious, and I bring a lawyer with me everywhere I go. And I've had companies go, why? Why do you need a lawyer? Let's just work it out. As they've got like giant lawyers that work for their big corporate company. Yeah, go F yourself, buddy. I'm going to bring a lawyer. You got me one time. You're not going to get me again.
Well, at least you had to deal with this one, like one texter. My company sucked because my boss banged my wife. And then they fired me after I confronted him about it.
Okay. Wow. And then wow. Now, so where did he find the wife? Did she work for the company too?
Maybe she was in HR, because that's the only way I think they could get away with something like this.
Yeah, I don't understand. Man.
How about that? Did you bang my wife? Yes, and you're fired.
Yeah. Geez.
Okay, well.
This guy, the wife must have just been like so ready to be done with him, because, I mean, all of this is just so bold. You know what I mean? So brazen.
I feel like that has to be like a small-time company. I don't think you can get away with that. Like if you're a bigger corporation, because I think they would just, like you said, if he had Larry Litigious hanging out with him as well, I think that's something that seems like a lawsuit. You're firing the guy and you're banging his wife.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Steve. There's not a lot of geniuses running some of these smaller companies, that's for sure.
How about this one? I work for a beer distributor. They made us wear company issued shorts that were too small. I was getting catcalled when I was unloading a semi by a guy. I'm 6'1", 230-pound man. Whoa. Well, short shorts are all the rage now.
Wow.
Are they really?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I know the old school 80s gym shorts seem to be coming back. I've seen people wear those.
Yeah, show off the legs, man.
Yeah, show off the... I mean, really? So the dude unloading trucks has got to wear short shorts? What is that about?
Why don't we have company shorts? That'd be pretty awesome.
Oh, you think?
Do you want to see me in short shorts?
Actually, yes, I do.
Oh, okay, because I don't want to see myself. But
I've already seen you in a kilt. What else? So how much more could be worse than
Hey, don't disrespect the kilt.
Nope, just the man wearing it.
Oh.
Somebody texted saying I my company sucked because when I asked my old company for some time off when my daughter was born, they fired me.
Well, I mean, you got time off.
Hey, glass is half full, Rev.
See that? I mean, they gave him what he wanted. Now, unfortunately, he wasn't able to go back and thank him because he was fired. But how about you, Rev? I know you've had an illustrious career.
Well, yeah, this came from the old security guard days, but basically what ran down is you're either very young and have no skills, or you're very old and just want to go do something to be a security guard. Well, I was paired up with an old guy who I would relieve afterwards, and I noticed that there were some interesting things on the console controls of the video. And it turns out that his colostomy bag had actually leaked and was basically spread across the whole thing and on the phones and everything.
Oh, no.
And then when I talked to the company, they're like, yeah, why don't you clean it up? And I'm like, what? No, I'm not going to be cleaning this up. And not even the janitor would want to clean that up. And so I went to OSHA about it, and OSHA's like, well, as long as somebody cleans it up, it'll be fine. And I'm like, all right, I'm not coming back if that guy's back. And he came back the next day, and I decided to not go back to that job.
There he goes. So now we know, Steve, we've got to get a colostomy bag and just sort of spread it,
if we ever want to have the Rev leave.
Yeah, that's how we get the Rev out of here.
Well, it's the old colostomy bag trick.
It's for sure the way to do it. Ugh.
Gosh, that's nasty. Yeah. And how everybody's just like, yeah, what are you going to do? Sometimes you just poop gets where it gets.
Ugh.
Oh, lovely story. Glad I went to you.
Good morning.
Yeah. Hey, there's a brewery that named a beer after a line in an angry customer's email. What's the name? I'll tell you at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to see my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.